Hi everyone, I am Sanjay Lad. Welcome to one more video of SPL BIO-TONIC. In today's discussion, we'll be talking about the introduction to proteins which are required for translation, which is nothing but protein synthesis. Students, in the beginning, I request you all to like, share and subscribe my channel. Now students, we are very much familiar with this central dogma of molecular biology, which basically talks about the flow of information from DNA to proteins. Now we are concerned with formation of proteins from RNA, that process called as translation or protein synthesis. So in today's discussion, we'll be mainly talking about the information required for, say, protein synthesis. Okay, now the cell contain actually biomolecules. These biomolecules are broadly divided into two main types, organic compounds and inorganic compounds. Organic compounds are divided into sugars, lipids, nucleic acids and proteins, whereas inorganic compounds are water and minerals. Now if you look at the proteins, protein constitute almost 50% of the total dry mass of a cell. What is the meaning of this? If you remove all water from cell, then remaining part of the cell is called as dry mass of the cell. So in that, 50% of this total dry mass of cell is made up of protein. Secondly, proteins are abundantly found in the cell. Therefore, they were thought of as genetic material. Later on, we know that many scientists proved DNA as genetic material. Now, these are examples of proteins. Some of these are enzymes, some of these are say transport protein, and these are hormones. So this is about the proteins. Now students, the proteins are actually made up of amino acids. Now how the word is coming as amino acid? Now this amino acid is the derivative of methane. It contains central carbon atom and its 4 valences are fulfilled by 4 different compounds. So here on one side we have amino group, on the second side we have acidic group. Therefore it is called as amino acids. Now there is a functional group called as R group, which varies from amino acids to amino acid. Now what we said is these amino acids are derivative of methane. So here this is a central carbon atom whose 4 valences are fulfilled by 4 different compounds. So on one side it is hydrogen, on the other side this R group. R group can be a simple H or it can be alkyl group, it can be aromatic group. On the left side it has a amino group and on the other side it has a carboxyl group. As it has both amino group and carboxylic group, therefore it is called as amino acids. Now students, these are some of the examples of amino acid. So if you replace the R group with, say, hydrogen, it is the simplest amino acid called as glycine. If you replace the R group with, say, methyl group, it is called as alanine. And if you remove R group with, say, this CH2OH, which can be methyl alcohol, it is called as, say, serine. So these are, say, different examples of amino acids. Now we'll see how the peptide bond is formed between the amino acids. Now we know that peptide bond is a bond between amino acid to form proteins. Now this is one amino acid, this is second amino acid. So what will happen? The hydroxyl group of this first compound and hydrogen of the second compound, it is simply removed out, and then there's a new bond formed between the first amino acid and the second amino acid. So this bond is called as peptide bond. So what is a peptide bond? A bond which is formed between 2 amino acids is called as peptide bond. So here these are the 2 amino acids which are joined together by peptide bonds. Now when 2 amino acids are joined together by peptide bond, the resulting compound is called as dipeptide. When 3 amino acids are joined by, say, 2 peptide bonds, the resulting compound is called as tripeptide. In case of dipeptide compound, there are 2 amino acids with 1 peptide bonds, whereas in case of 3 amino acid which are joined by 2 peptide bonds, the resulting compound is called as tripeptide compound. Students, I hope you are understanding this concept. Students, by now we know that proteins are made up of amino acids which are joined together by peptide bonds. Now these amino acids are broadly divided into 5 types depending on the R group. They are acidic amino acid, basic, aromatic, aliphatic and polar R groups. Now acidic amino acids are aspartic acid and glutamic acid. Basic amino acids are histidine, arginine and lysine. Students, if you recall the packaging of DNA into protein, we talked about these, say, amino acids. Now we know that packaging of DNA is helped by various types of histone and non-histone proteins. Now histone proteins are basic in nature due to the amino acids such as histidine, arginine and lysine. Students, I hope you are recalling these amino acids which forms the histone protein, which in turn help in packaging of DNA into proteins. Now if you look at aromatic compounds, now these are the aromatic amino acids: tyrosine, tryptophan and phenylalanine. Now this tyrosine is helpful for the formation of thyroid hormone, which we'll see later on, T3, D4 especially. Now aliphatic amino acids are glycine, alanine, valine, leucine, isoleucine and proline, whereas the polar R group amino acids are asparagine, glutamine, cysteine, methionine, threonine and serine. Now why I'm telling you all these amino acids, because we know that these help in protein synthesis, and in all we have 20 amino acids. So if you see carefully, I have listed all 20 amino acids on the screen. Students, I hope you are understanding the basics of proteins which are required for protein synthesis or translation. At the end, I request you all to like my channel, share it and subscribe it. Subscription is totally free, so don't forget to press bell icon to get notification of new videos. And thank you for watching this video.